in his face hit, discussed his purported employment at S4, a sublunary facility that he claims exists near Nellis Air Force Base installation known as Area 51. Lazar said that the S-Force facility was adjacent to Groom Lake, which is located south of the main Area 51 facility at Groom Lake. He claimed the site consists of concealed aircraft hangars built into a mountainside. Bob said his job was to help with reverse engineering one of the 9 flying saucers, which he alleges was extraterrestrial in origin. He claims one of the flying saucers, the one he coined Sports Model, was manufactured out of a metallic substance similar in appearance and touch to stainless steel. In supplement interviews that November, Lazar appeared unmasked and under his own name. Lazar claimed that the propulsion of the study aircraft was fueled by a chemical element with a atomic number of 115 or E115, which at the time was provisionally named unpentium, and had not been artificially created. It was first synthesized in 2003 and later named Moscovian. So he's saying that this alien aircraft was powered by a chemical that did not exist at the time, but then later was created in Moscow by Moscow scientists. That's why they call it Moscovian. He said the propulsion system relied on a stable isotope of E115, which allegedly generates a gravity wave that allows the vehicle to fly and to evade virtual detection by bending light around it. No stable isotopes of Moscovium have yet to be synthesized. All have been proven extremely radioactive, decaying in a few hundred milliseconds. In addition, Lazar claimed that during his joining the program, he read briefing documents describing the historical involvement of Earth in the past 10,000 years where extraterrestrial beings described as gray aliens from the planet orbiting a twin binary star system, Zeta Rubica. The Zeta Rubica system was previously claimed by Betty and Barney Hill as origin aliens that they allegedly encountered. Going back to the Betty Barney Hill episode that we did, Betty did say that.
What did she say?
That they came from the Zeta Rubicae system.
Okay. And that was in the late 50s, right?
That was in 62.
Okay.
I believe. 62 and 61. Double check that again. As of September 2018, no extrasolar planets have been found in the Zeta Rubicae system. Here's another thing about Lazar that people have a hard time trying to figure out. Lazar claims to have earned a master's degree in physics from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and a master's degree in electronic technology from the California Institute of Technology, Caltech. However, there was no records of Lazar attending either MIT or Caltech.
So he made it up.
Supposedly, he did attend Pierce Junior College in Los Angeles. That we know is a fact. His supposed employment in Nellis Air Force Base sublunary has also been discredited by skeptics as well as the United States Air Force itself. But a 1982 article in Armageddon Daily News features Lazar's jet-powered car, which reportedly achieved speeds of 200 miles per hour, describing him as a physicist at the Los Alamos Meson Physics Facility. However, in 1989, the Los Alamos National Laboratory had reported saying there is no record of Bob Lazar ever working at the laboratory. Also footage from the documentary shows a 1982 Los Alamos National Laboratory phone book with Robert Lazar's name printed inside, along with other laboratory technicians and scientists. The institute was still reporting to have no records of Lazar working at the facility. Lazar alleges that the records have been erased, however, skeptics, such as Stanton Freeman, have found this to be implausible.
Hold on. Rewind. Say that again. What? He was in the phone book?
He claims that he was in a 1982 Los Alamos National Laboratory phone book.
Okay.
That's in the documentary. I saw it.
Okay.
He puts his documentary and it looked like it was. It looked like a phone book. It had Los Alamos in it. It looked like other Los Alamos phone books.
Mm-hmm.
And his name was in it.
Okay, so this is a phone book that he had in his possession.
Yeah, and it had his name in it.
That was in the Netflix documentary?
Yes.
Okay.
And
but there's no other record of him working at the Los Alamos
they say they have no
Laboratory?
records of. Yes, they say have no records of him ever working at Los Alamos. Like there's no records of him attending MIT or Caltech.
And in the documentary, does he provide any evidence for attending those schools?
Other than the phone book,
No?
no.
Okay. And is he confronted with that in the documentary?
Yeah,
And what does he say?
Oh, he did show his diplomas. I'm sorry. He did show his diplomas.
Which could be doctored.
Yeah. It's true.
What did he say to the claims that...
He said that the government erased them to keep them silent.
Interesting. Okay.
Which would be pretty goddamn hard because there'd be other people that recognize that you went there.
Yeah.
And they haven't
That would be a
brought anyone in.
huge backlog of things that the government would have to delete, deny, and obscure in order to make us believe that he didn't actually attend that school.
Mm-hmm.
Or those schools, I should say.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe his story.
I mean, the story is wild, obviously.
And also, he tells... No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say the story is wild, and he's the most famous person to have talked about this. I've seen previous interviews with him, and especially the original one that he did with this television station.
Mm-hmm.
He seems pretty genuine in the way he's telling the story.
Yeah.
So, he's either telling the truth or he's a really good bullshitter.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. It doesn't seem to be. He's not. He doesn't seem to be putting on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And something else that maybe lends some credence to his story. I don't know if you were gonna get to this pretty soon, but the FBI raided his offices.
Yeah.
So, like that is documented.
Yeah.
Were you gonna touch on that? I'm sorry if I was.
Yeah, I was going to
jumping
touch
ahead.
it. Yeah, I was going to touch on that. That the FBI did raid his offices, and then he claims they took in certain things from him,
including this element that he's talking about, right?
Yes, it's Julio Moscovia.
Yeah.
But at the same time, him and his wife was charged in 2006 for violating the Federal Hazardous Substance Act for shipping restricted chemicals across state lines.
Oh, what chemicals?
They did not say what type of chemicals they were.
Okay.
But they were banned hazardous substances. The charges were stemming from 2003 and a raid on United Nuclear's business offices where chemical sales records were examined. United Nuclear pled guilty to 3 criminal counts introducing interstate commerce and aiding and abetting introduction into interstate commerce banned hazardous substances. In 2007, United Nuclear was fined $75,000 for violating a law prohibiting the sales of chemicals and components used to make illegal fireworks. Also, in 1990, Bob Lazar was arrested for aiding and abetting a prostitution ring. This was reduced to felony pandering, which he pled guilty. He was ordered to do 150 hours of community service, stay away from brothels, and undergo psychotherapy. He claims that he was helping out a friend.
Wait. What?
He was, in 1990, he was arrested for aiding and abetting a prostitution ring.
What?
He claims he was helping out a friend.
With a prostitution ring?
With a prostitution ring, apparently. Now, he claims that it wasn't a prostitution ring. Mm-hmm. He claims he was helping out a friend. And that the government, because of him leaking information about Area 51, zooped it up to a prostitution ring.
Oh, God, okay.
So, yeah.
Was he charged with the crime?
He was charged with aiding and abetting, and he was reduced to federal pandering. He pled guilty. He was ordered to do under 50 hours of community service, undergo therapy, and stay away from brothels.
Okay.
So he got off light. Also, the story. This is the story that trips me out about Bob Lazar. He says. He tells it in the documentary. He also tells it to whoever he wanted to listen to. That when he was working at Area 51, he was walking down a hallway one day, heading back to his laboratory. He was walking down his hallway and happened to look to his right, and there was a door with a glass hole in it, kind of like a porthole.
Okay.
On a ship. He looks and he sees what he describes as a extraterrestrial.
Oh.
With two guys in white lab suits surrounding the alien, and someone that looks like he was trying to communicate with him. The security immediately, when Bob tried to get a little closer to see what he trying to confirm what the hell he was seeing, the security guard was like, "No, move away immediately, sir." So he claims he had seen extraterrestrials, captured extraterrestrials in the facility of Area 51.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again.
You know, that's one of those things, like, again, going back to it, if he's lying about it, it's a pretty elaborate lie.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty good bullshitter. Mm-hmm. I don't know where he made this claim. Was this in an interview or something?
Yeah, it was a series of interviews, yeah.
Okay. He's either a really good bullshitter, and he can conjure up in his imagination and make up these elaborate stories, or he's telling the truth.
Right.
So...
and that's not the only person who really spills the beans about alien aircraft.
Are we going away from Balazar?
A little, unless you want to keep...
Well, I wanted you to talk about the FBI raid.
No, you can go ahead and talk about the FBI raid.
So, okay. So, I'm reading here from a Vice article, and it essentially... He's talking about while the documentary was being filmed for Netflix, during the middle of the production of the documentary, his organization that he was involved with, called United Nuclear Scientific, was raided by the FBI and local police. Lazar and his followers have found this to be very suspicious and have theorized that the FBI was attempting to recover samples of element 115, element 115, that Lazar took from Area 51. Conspiracy theories suggest that Lazar was under government surveillance, and that this is the latest in a decade-long harassment campaign against Lazar by the feds. What actually happened on that raid, uncovered in documents obtained by Motherboard Vice using public information requests, doesn't seem to have anything to do with element 115. But the real story is almost as bizarre. While Lazar was seemingly content spending decades as a small business owner, the police raid wasn't the only thing that brought Lazar back into the limelight. In 2018, he was a part of the documentary. It says, a self-proclaimed protege, George Knapp, and you mentioned this guy earlier.
Yeah. He was a reporter for Las Vegas, KLAS.
Said it took considerable convincing on his part to get Lazar to return to the public eye. Corbell, the maker of this documentary for Netflix, who also stars in the film, has made a name for himself in the paranormal genre, blah, blah, blah. Although the Bob Lazar Area 51 and Flying Saucers is a largely contemporary retelling of Lazar's original story, the police raid on the United Nuclear Scientific is central to the film. So you saw the film.
Yeah.
How did they depict the raid in the film?
They depict it as if they depicted as Bob was doing nothing wrong.